How's it going? How is everyone doing this weekend? It is the weekend, finally, right? New Year's Eve. Getting ready to say goodbye to 2021. I'll admit, wasn't the best year. I think we all can agree on that. Wasn't the best year. But it was still quite a bit better than 2020. That's my personal opinion. I mean, I went to some concerts this year. And even though we've seen, this new variant, what is it, Omicron? Is that what it is, Omicron or something? I don't know. We've seen that come about, and it's getting to be more and more. That's not really a good thing, obviously, but the good side of it is that it doesn't seem to be as bad. It's more transmissible, but it's not as severe as far as it putting people in a hospital and stuff like that. And I mean, I can't remember a time when we've dealt with something like this before, where we had variant after variant of something. But there's always a possibility maybe we have, but it wasn't to this degree, so we didn't really hear about it. I don't know. But hopefully, what will eventually happen is we go through this, that eventually, even though we might always have some type of COVID to deal with, just like we deal with the flu every year. Hopefully it'll get to be kind of like with the flu, to where, although I never really understood why, because a lot of people die from the flu too, but we never make a big deal about that. So I mean, that's one thing I've never really understood. But the fact is, we don't make a big deal about the flu. And hopefully we'll get to that point with COVID too, and things can keep getting better and better and better. Wait and see, right? But if nothing else, hopefully it means that going into the new year, 2022 will be better than 2021. Let's keep our fingers crossed. So, hopefully y'all are going out, and of course, if you're watching this video, after New Year's Eve, then hopefully you went out and you had a good time. Family, friends, had some good food, some laughs, say goodbye to the old year and rung in the new year. And have your hopes and aspirations ready, and maybe you made your resolutions, and maybe you're really going to keep them this year. How many of us, show hands, how many of us always make some type of resolution? Well, I'm going to do this different this year. Does it ever happen? Not very often. Not very often. For those people that do, I applaud you. That's great. I myself, I really don't make resolutions. I mean, there isn't really anything that I really feel like I need to change. I'm pretty happy. So, plus, why put that strain of making a resolution and then feeling bad if you don't keep it. So I don't do resolutions. My resolution, and this is how it is every year, my resolution is just to live my life, do the things I need to do to live my life, and enjoy it every day. That's my resolution, and there's no stress on me because that's what I do. I find something, even if I'm working all day, I find something throughout every day for at least a little part of that day where I truly enjoy. And, that counts as a plus in my book. You can't just let life just go by. You actually have to live it. So, that's my little advice. Take it or leave it. But let's get into this, shall we? I don't have any boxes to unbox. I do have some more today. I'm hoping right now, if FedEx is right, their estimated delivery date is Sunday. So let's hope. And if so, then I'll be posting a video on Sunday, unboxes of Funko Pops. But for now, we're going to pull out another stack of these comics that I got in a Cards 1 box a number of years ago. And see what I got. Alright, we're just going to pull out, I'm just going to pull out a small stack and go through them. And look at them. If there's anything I know about that particular comic, you know, I'll tell you what I know. If I don't, well, then I won't, obviously. Alright, we've got number 4. This is actually a series that I'm actually looking forward to actually reading, because just based on the covers, they look freaking amazing. This is from Cliffhanger Comics. So this is number 4 of Steampunk. Who doesn't like steampunk? I can't remember the name of the novel. There's a novel that I could go look, but then you'd be waiting here for me to come back for a minute, and I don't want to do that. But you know, maybe for the next video, if I remember, I'll look, and then the next video I can tell you the novel I was thinking about. But there's an author that I'm sure they've written more books than the 2 I have. But I got 2 books from them. I think I've read one of them, but they're kind of interconnected. It's like characters and stuff from the books. I don't know whether both books are like a direct continuation of the story or not, but because I haven't read the other one yet. But yeah, they're like steampunk novels, and the one I read was freaking amazing. So yeah, if I remember, I'll make a note. In next video, I'll go look and see who it is, so I can share that with all of you if you're interested in steampunk and a good author to look at. But there we go, steampunk. Next, we've got a number 1. You always like having a number 1 of any comic series. And this is an Image title. This is Area 52. Yeah. Which was, I'm guessing that's like the cousin nobody talks about to Area 51, right? Next, we have another Image title, number 5 of The Gear Station. I think I actually have a couple of these, but it's another one I've never really heard of, and I haven't read any of them. Obviously, it's like a space opera type story, I'm guessing. So it looks like, at least. Could be wrong, because I haven't read any of them. Next, we've got number 5 of DV8. Kind of a simple cover. Just a well-endowed red head on the cover, a shadow, and that's it. So, what this is about, I have no idea. I have no idea whatsoever. Next, number 1 is from CrossGen Comics. This is a customer review copy. It says not for sale until May 24th, 2000. So this must have been like one that they sent to like the comic shop before you could actually get them to put on the newsstand so that they could like read the comic for them, like an early reader copy. That's kind of cool. Yeah, CrossGen Chronicles. I wonder if that because in this case the customer would be like the comic book shop, because they're actually purchasing, you know, so many of this comic book from the publisher. So, whereas the comic book shop would actually, or the business would actually be the customer to the publisher of the comics, then the people that come in and actually buy the comics from the comic book shop would be considered more like the end user. But I wonder if, like I know some like novels, because I get a lot of novels from Simultaneous Publications, and they do an early readers club where they send you, basically, instead of the hardback books, they send you kind of like the paperback initial like reader or review copy of a book. And sometimes those can actually have quite a bit of value, because a lot of times there's things, now I doubt it's probably that way with comic books. I mean, this is probably how this comic book was when it came out. But like with novels, you can get an early review copy and read it and look at it. I have it, let's be honest, I don't have time. But from what I've heard is sometimes that early review copy can actually end up being different in sometimes substantial ways than the final product that's put out on the newsstand and actually published, because they go in and like the early review copy is like after they've done like initial editing, but they haven't actually done like a full editing, so you can get a lot of differences. But I'm assuming this is probably the same as when it actually was put on newsstands. But I wonder if being a customer review copy like ups the value at all. Let me know in the comments if you have any idea about that, because I don't. Next, we have, what the hell is this? Not sure what. It says Eye of the Storm. Is that what that says? Eye of the Storm. That looks like the publisher's logo. Never heard of it. But we have number 3 of like 6 of Black Sun. Next, hey, I've heard of this one. We have number 4 of 8 of Grendel, Behold the Devil by Matt Wagner. I've definitely heard of Grendel. I think I might actually have 1 or 2 other issues of this particular title. Kind of a cool cover. Simple. Obviously, what is it, like a 4-color? Yeah. Well, 5-color. You got white, red. You got 2 different shades, kind of blue and green, and then the black. So next, we have issue number 1 of a 4-issue miniseries from Metro Comics. We have Tex Benson. Cannot say I've ever heard of that particular character. Kind of gives me like a Flash Gordon kind of vibe almost, a little bit. Have you ever heard of Tex Benson? Next we have from Mariah Graphics. We have Jonathan Fox. Number 1. The Armory Connection. Okay. 2 more, and then we'll put an end to this video. Oh, this one's actually Alex Ross on it. Alex Ross, Bill Willingham, and Tony Akins. We have Elementals, Ghost of Chance. From Comico Company, or Comico Comics. Comico Comics. I don't imagine that the Elementals, like from Marvel. I'll have to look for it and see. Don't know. I doubt it is, though. It's probably different Elementals. It's kind of cool. Alex Ross, though. It'd be a good one to take and get him to sign. And last, we have from IDW Publishing, we have an issue of Dark Days. This is number 2 of something. 6, I think. So small up here, you can't hardly read it. But Dark Days. I do have a number of these. Yeah, I haven't read any of them yet. But they seem to be like very dark. Besides it being just called dark, but I mean like actual illustrations and like the settings and everything are really dark and horror oriented. So right up my alley. There you go. That was the next little batch of comics from a Cards One box. I'm still trying to look and see if Cards One is still around. Maybe they changed their name or something. But if I ever find out, you'll be the first to know. Well, actually, I'll be the first to know. But then, right after me, if you see me say it in the video, then you'll be the next to know. But it'd be nice if they were still around, because I'd like to get one of those big, like 10-lot bundle things they did again. But that's it. As always, everybody, stay safe and stay healthy. Look out for yourself and those around you. And Happy New Year. All right? I will see you next year. Later.